Greetings and salutations, my stitchy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I have so many things to blab with you about. I hope you have just as many things to blab to me about. I do. Ta-da! Let's refresh. See if I can get you up on the screen. There we go. There we go. Make it big. Ta-da! There we go. So let's just start stitching away, shall we? Shall we? So I'm just going to start stitching away. I'm anxiously awaiting my new patterns in the mail. How about you? Have you received yours? You know, it's so crazy. I haven't even finished stitching all of the seed packets, the big the big ones. So I don't know why I'm anxiously awaiting the new ones. I think it's just the acquisition of it and the anticipation of stitching something new. Good morning, Heels. I don't know what color. All the new patterns. The 6 minis, the flower shop, well, all of them, everything, because I want to stitch it all, you know what I mean? I do. How about you? Not. Dang it. And I don't even know, like, I think, I did not order the quilt kit. Because remember I was talking to you about the, using my mom's fabrics? But now I saw that pattern and I really like it. What do you think? I like the, you know, it's that scallop. I'm kind of madly in love with that big scallop. I love that. I love that on there. And I like how they framed each seed packet. I'm kind of digging that too. And I have not ordered my next thread. So dumb. Because I always feel weird, like, just ordering one spool of thread. Do you know what I mean? So I told myself I needed to go through my threads to see what I needed. And, you know, I haven't done that. I haven't made a moment for myself, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I know I need the gray, but it seems like I'm gonna kind of need I know I'm going to need some other colors. Ridiculous. I'm just going to cut it. Okay, I have this little bit of double. This is ridiculous, but seriously. I think I'm going to do out here. I think I really want to encourage that pink, pink, pink. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Oh my gosh. So I wanted to talk to you guys about, I haven't looked at what colors I'll need for the new patterns. I know I need to, I just need to take a minute, for crying out loud, and make a list. Because I know I'm going to need a lot more gray for each outline. There we go. Brenda, what did you order from the new collection? Did you, if you ordered, I don't know. It's not nice of me to just assume it. I'm just curious. So, did anybody watch the new Ted Lasso last night? Or was it just me? It was so good. You know, I just love that show, and I was like, how are they going to make it comparable to what it was? Do you know what I mean? And you know what? I think they're doing it. I think they're doing it. I'm really liking it. So I'm just trying to use up the last of this. I know, this is ridiculous. All because I couldn't get a knot out. You watched the first episode Saturday. All right. It's really good. I really liked it. And it was fun to see those characters, like visit those characters again, and his big positivity. Do you know what I mean? That was lovely. That was lovely. So, I've been following famous needlepointers, and it's such a crazy needlepointing. I think I've talked about that before here. My first needlepoint foray was in 7th grade home ec class at McGregor Middle School. I think they called it intermediate school back then. Anyway, oh, look at that. That's some thread chicken right there, Valerie. Good morning, by the way. Anyway, we got to design our own needlepoint canvases, and then choose our yarns, and then stitch them. And it's here somewhere. I don't know. Good morning, Nancy Laberty. Anyway, so I've just been thinking about that that needlepoint, because needlepoint's certainly having its moment right now. Anyway, so then I started following that famous needlepointers that famous Needlepointers, let's see, Instagram, sorry, was getting my thread ready to go through the needle. And it's crazy when something is so serendipitous that like all the things kind of come together at the same time. So the famous needlepointer that I just read about is Carole King. And here's the interesting thing about her. Number one, I was introduced to that Tapestry album in the 6th grade at McGregor School by Mrs. Murray. Mrs. Murray used to play albums during different times of the day, kind of to have a calming effect on our class. Anyway, Tapestry was one of those albums. And, gosh, I just fell in love with it. And I remember noticing that there was a needlepoint in her hands in that picture where she's barefoot, kind of on a window seat, I think. Anyway, later I came to find out that the inside sleeve was the same piece of needlework that she had been working on, that she had been like posed with on the cover, for the cover photo. And who knows if that was a pose or if that was just a picture somebody took of her and then they kind of fell in love with it. I don't know. Anyway, it made me think about, and if you ever get the chance, if you happen to have the album, I don't have the album, I had the cassette, and now I have it on my Apple Music. But if you get the chance, number one, listen to that album because it's amazing. But also think about that she was a stitcher just like us. You know, I think, gosh, I love that. I love that she's a stitcher. And that makes me wonder, like, is she still a stitcher? Does she still stitch? I bet she does. Because I don't know anybody who stitches that goes away from it permanently. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so then I was thinking about, so then I did a little deep dive on her, and she was the first woman to win Album of the Year. She was a 2-time Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. She wrote over 100 hit songs before she hit 30 years old. She had 4 Grammys in a single night in 1972. I mean, I have the LP, cassette, and CD. Also a CD with other artists singing the Tapestry album. Shut up. Just 1 second, you guys. I gotta check something with a dog chewing something. What were you chewing? Oh, what are you chewing? All right. I took away the offending object, and now she's going to sulk. Miss Beans, my nephew Dwayne's dog, who is Maisie's mom. Oh my gosh, will you post a picture of the inside cover and the cover, the inside sleeve and the cover? Now I'm dying to see. And will you post a picture of that other CDs of everybody singing the Tapestry songs? Anyway, so my whole morning has been filled with Mrs. Murray and I remember, I sat on the side of the room where the record player was, and so I could just lose myself in that music. Do you know what I mean? Because I was so close to it. I loved that. I'm trying to think what the other albums were. There was a Beatles one. Yeah, we have a few needlepoint shops, Valerie, but not very many. And needlepoint is so spendy. Like, I loved it. It's just so spendy. Not that that takes away from any of the coolness factor. I love it. Anyway, I've just been playing, replaying Carole King in my head over and over again. And she wrote so many. I just saw a documentary thingy on her, and she wrote songs for other people more than herself. It's kind of fascinating. In the beginning of her career. I love that. And she's a good songwriter, that's for sure. And did anybody see the Kennedy Center honors when she was honored and Aretha Franklin sang Natural Woman? Shut up. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And what that must have meant to her, to Carole King, you know? And to Aretha, to honor her, you know. Another woman in that industry. I love that. I'm trying to do all the little stitchy bits. All the little, there's one up there too. So, has anybody else played with needlepoint? Like, even like a kit back in the day? I told you, I was all about those, I showed you the Christmas one I have. But I did do some, ornaments. What was the name of that? What was the name of those stitch? We've talked about it here before. Those stitch kits. Like they had all kinds. They had like embroidered ones and crewel ones and maybe Bucilla, maybe. Anyway, and I was talking to Keely about it. That I remember going to Frank's nursery because they had a huge, like needlework department. And then I found out when I was at her house that where she grew up in Waukegan, they had a Frank's nursery too. It was the best. It was the best. All right, let's see. Do I have any other double lined? Right here. Oh my gosh. Now Carole King is singing to me in my head. How about you guys? Is she singing to you? I can't even sing part of it because then I'll get blasted, but the earth is moving under my feet. Just so you know. Keely, I just saw that Sunset, Bucilla, Sultan. Oh, I'm going to have to look that one up. That one doesn't ring a bell. But Priscilla and Sunset, I have and had so many of those. I have one that I think was Sunset. And remember my favorite artist, Chris Davenport. I love her stuff. I do. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take my glasses off to see if I can see any extra lines. Oh, I see one right there. Oh, everybody take a drink. I know this is a short piece, but I have just this little, these sketchy lines are kind of, there's not much there. Oh, there's one right there too, I see. Oh, so anyway, I have I think I showed you guys the little heart that says love, and it was a Chris Davenport, and it was a Cruel kit. So if you read my newsletter, and I hope you do, I told a story about this man called Sam, the old school sign painter. So Sam is in New York City, and he learned how to be a sign painter, like old-time sign painter, not, AI and all this stuff that's going on now. Anyway, he learned that trade from this old Jewish man, he said, owned I think a candy shop. And he had gone in there and was, had wanted like a little job, like sweeping up and that kind of thing. And then that man taught him how to paint signs, and Sam was there for 7 years until he went into the military. But he came out of the military and he went right into sign painting and has been doing it ever since. And his signs are beautiful. Anyway, I say all of that to say that I ask people to just kind of start noticing hand-painted signs. I mean, certainly technology has taken over so much of that, but there are still hand-painted signs out there for us to see. And so I ask people to, if you see them, snap a picture and send it to me. Well, I got some from my new friend Judy Krause, and so I hope that you are all on the lookout for hand-painted signs and appreciate their beauty. I'll tell you the best place to see them, Trader Joe's. I wanted to be a Trader Joe's sign painter so bad, and I just never got up my nerve to go in and inquire about it. But I will tell you, at least during one trip, well, no, at least one photo, I take pictures in Trader Joe's of their signage and their packaging and their flowers. I just love it. I just love it, love it, love it. So I have this other little skinny mini. And let's take a long one. That skinny mini can go in the... Someone asked me the other day, do you happen to save your threads from your all your colorful threads from your embroidery projects? And I said, Why, yes, we do. And we are all going to make a ornament with all of our threads. And she was like, oh. I think she was surprised that I said yes, as a matter of fact, because she had something she wanted to share with me. And I said, well, we can do that next year. But this year, I go, and the cool thing is I think, like, I will imagine Keely's at her house and Brenda's and Valerie. Do you know what I mean? I will imagine all of those ornaments filled with your colorful threads, like my colorful threads. I love that idea. I remember growing up, think about, like, I remember grocery stores always had, like, big butcher paper hand-painted signs. And I remember watching someone paint them and thinking, I just need to learn how to do that lettering, because they painted it with a brush. And oh my gosh, they were so beautiful. And sometimes it was just a price. It just said 25 cents or whatever. 25 cents a pound or whatever it was. But sometimes, if I was lucky, it said a word too, like peaches, 25 cents a pound, or, do you know what I mean? And every now and again, there would be like some kind of an object on there too. Maybe somebody painted a peach, I don't know. Anyway, I just loved hand-painted signs. In the grocery store and the meat market, like, it was always that big roll of butcher paper that was the base. There's a girl that I follow, and I'll find her name so that you can follow her too. I follow on Instagram who creates the displays for anthropology. Have you ever seen the displays in anthropology? Oh my gosh, you guys, they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. Anyway, if you get the chance and you haven't seen the displays in anthropology, go see one. They are works of art. They are so beautiful. Anyway, so I follow this girl who, that's her job, is that she creates the displays. And they're all handmade. They're so beautiful. Let me cut off this little fuzzy end. If you ever happen to be near an anthropology store, I'm telling you, go inside and look at all of their displays. When Keely and I went to Waco and we wanted to go to Magnolia, that's the thing that I think we were both most intrigued by, were the displays. I always take photos of anthropology's windows and displays. Yes, because they, you know what? I remember I had seen a display at anthropology in the window, and it was, I'm not kidding you guys, it was big flowers that they created out of pop bottles. Like, they had cut them and then melted them, and oh my gosh. So I totally did that for a party and hung them all in my tree. They were so beautiful. They were so beautiful. Like, I just drank so much pop and saved those bottles and had melted bottles in all kinds of iterations of flowers. They were so beautiful. My grandfather was a great store sign painter. No way. Would have loved to have learned from him. Oh my gosh, Nancy. That's so cool to know. Oh my gosh. That's very cool to know. That is very cool to know. I mean, the thing about anthropology is they usually, their big displays are made out of unusual things. Do you know what I mean? Like pop bottles. But Magnolia, the one that I remember so vividly, Keely, was they had, like in their kitchen section, they had old metal colanders, and someone had cross-stitched designs on them. And they were, oh my gosh, just stunning. Just stunning. And they were up high on the wall. They had some things that were kind of hanging from the ceiling. I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I have photos of it. I think that's what I told you. In the end, Keely and I both bought like a $5 notebook. Everything was so expensive. And mostly we wanted the experience of being there and seeing it, and you know. And we bought a cupcake, and remember I got that terrible lemonade, Keels, that tasted like soap. It was some kind of a flower, like maybe it was like rose flavored or something. I don't remember. Oh, are you ready for today's Would You Rather? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Would you rather taste desserts that change flavors with every bite, or drinks that shift color with every sip? Think about it. Do, 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 do. I think I would do the drinks, personally. I think that would be more intriguing to me, the changing of colors. Brenda, you say drink too. Yeah, I think it would be fascinating, don't you think? I think drinks because I might not like the taste. That was my thought, Keely. That was my thought completely. Like, I don't like coffee, so what if something was coffee flavored? And then I would be sad. And how do you get that flavor out of your mouth? Do you know what I mean? But a drink, that would be, because that would be something that you could watch happen, and that would be very cool, I think. How about you, Valerie? No coffee, no cola. I like Coca-Cola. I don't always like cola flavored things. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I like blueberries. I don't like blueberries in things, like a blueberry muffin or a blueberry pancake. No. I just like to eat blueberries. Bananas. I love bananas, and I like banana bread, but like banana flavored things, not so much. Bananas Foster, that's pretty delicious. Brenda, should we do Color Fusion next or sunflowers? I'm kind of feeling sunflowers. What do you think? But I also really want to do Color Fusion because I really want to do it on a bag and see. And I did buy that kit, the big bow that had some Color Fusion on it. Color Fusion. Sorry. It wasn't Color Fusion. That's not what I was. No banana. You do like banana Laffy Taffy? Ugh. Or you do not? Because that sounds terrible to me. Sunflowers. Okay. I still have 2 more of this to stitch. Hopefully, after the Michigan retreat, I'll have a little bit more stitchy time. Oh my gosh, it's looking so pretty. It's looking so pretty. Okay, let's see. Anybody else have Carole King singing in their head to them? Or is it just me? Color Fusion? Where in the world did I get that? I don't know where I got that. Somewhere in the deep recesses of my noggin, I guess. It's Floral Pop. Oh, so remember we were talking about the art of noticing. I just made it up, Keels. Color Fusion. I don't know. It's just in my head. Anyway. So we were talking about noticing hand-painted signs. And if you see one, snap a picture of it and share it. I would love to see. And then I'll try and put them in the newsletter so then everybody can see how pretty they are. But anyway, I've just really been into being conscious of my my art of noticing. And so I have something for you to think about. And I'm going to talk about it tomorrow in Pop and Paint Party too. Train yourself to collect inspiration wherever you go, right? So, when you see something, when you see a basket of fruit, and that catches your eye? Number one, why does it catch your eye? What is the thing that caught your eye? Why did it catch your eye, and what is it that catches your eye? Is it the colors? Is it the patterning? Is it the composition of it all? It could be any of those things or all of those things. Just kind of try to be aware of it. And then after you've become aware of it, consider how you take that back to your own work. How are you going to take that back to your own work? So maybe it's the colors that you stitch with. Maybe you see a color combination that really kind of just catches your eye for whatever reason. Maybe it's unusual colors, or maybe it's your favorite color paired with something different, or maybe it's your favorite color combo, whatever it is. Then how can you take that back to your own work? Can you take it, maybe it's a stitch pattern. Maybe do you know what I mean? Like a specialty, a decorative embroidery stitch. What is it that what is it that attracts you and that catches your attention, captures your attention? And how can you take that back to your own work? How can you store that in your artsy arsenal in your mind, and then bring it into your own creative process? So are you up for the challenge? I'd love to challenge myself to stuff like that. I do. And remember, wherever we are, inspiration is everywhere. It's at the grocery store. It's when you go for a walk. That's the picture someone sent me this morning were from a walk. And she happened to see some hand-painted signs. So you've got your walking orders. Look for no pun intended. Be on the lookout for inspiration, and then think about, and let's talk about how you can incorporate that into your own work, your own makes. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of something that I noticed. I had to take someone to an appointment, and so I was just waiting in the waiting room, and I started to notice the signage around me, because it was like the waiting room was lovely. It was filled with positive affirmations and, pretty artwork and that kind of thing. And one of the things that was hanging was, and now I'm going to paraphrase. Let's see if I can remember it exactly. But it said something to the effect that today is a success even if all you did was breathe. And I thought, well, there you go. Because some days are like that, aren't they? Some days are just like that. There were others. I'm trying to think what some of the others were. I took pictures of them because I like to remember. you know, what they said and like what it made me think or feel when I saw them. I'm still hemming and hawing about this branch. I think I was thinking I wanted to do something kind of greenish, but now I'm really feeling like I want to do brown, and I think they did brown in the pattern. Yes. Then maybe I'll do my letters in green. I just love pink and green together. And I think because I'm seeing the green of my hoop with next to the pink, it's kind of making me happy. It is, it is, it is. Got myself all mixed up. Keels, what are you stitching on right now? Oh, you're doing a t-shirt quilt right now. How's that coming along? Have you gotten to the cutting part? How about you, Valerie? What are you stitching? Brenda, what are you stitching? You guys can see what I'm stitching. If we were all in the same room, I'd be able to see what you're stitching. I've cut most of the shirts. I had a couple of questions, but the client was on vacation. Oh. I love that you created that job for yourself, that creative endeavor for yourself. I love that. I do want to give everybody a heads up, and I don't know the exact dates, but I'll find out. I am doing Ornamentally Yours with Lindsay this year, and I am doing felt ornaments. I'm super excited. So please join me for that. We'll have ourselves a time, and that's free. Does anybody else have to turn? I'm stitching snowman mugs. Oh, those are cute. Those are Diana, aren't they? Diana Markham. I think they're her designs. I'm still on Lupin, but I'm almost done. Then I think I'm going to do a tea towel because they are quick and easy to do. I get you. I get you. And there's a sense of accomplishment, don't you think, Valerie, when you finish something like that? Well, Brenda, be sure to take pictures of your tea towels when you're done. I would love to see. I'm trying to do all the mug tea towels. Oh, that would be a lovely collection. Oh yeah, Nance, what are you stitching? Thank you, Keels. Yes, it does feel like I actually got something finished. I have even washed a few of my tea towels too. Rock on, sister. That's kind of a crazy thing, isn't it? When you... I think I'm going over here. Like, it's not just the stitching part, right? You have to wash away the fusible, the dissolvable stabilizer stuff. Yes, that always feels like another big step to me, like washing them all and then pressing them all. It's so pretty. I haven't pressed them yet. I know. That's another whole step, isn't it? It's another whole step. All right. I have one that starts down here. Zinnia. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a pretty one. I just saw something about growing zinnias. I missed my grow point here, so now I need to wait a little bit. But I saw this girl. Who's a gardener, and she planted sunflowers, zinnias, and marigolds all in the same bed. And she just drew seeds out. And then she said, I'll deal with thinning them later. So I'm really anxious to watch her process. I have this little corner in my yard that I've thought about. Like I would just like it to be a cut flower garden, you know? And if I need to find out when to plant exactly so that I have fall blooms. Because we're such an unusual climate that there's kind of there's a different grow time here, and it's been so incredibly hot. Although we've had lots of monsoons, so we're nice and moist. Our ground is saturated. I think this is a tie-off point. Yes. Ooh, that feels accomplished. Whoops. Didn't knot that one, did I? There we go. It is a whole thing to press them. You're right about that. So where? Well, it is time for me to say goodbye, and I will see you either in tomorrow's Pop and Paint Party, or in next Wednesday's Stitch Along, or in the newsletter. So I will remind you, if you're watching this on the replay, please say #replay, and then tell us if you would like the drink that changes color or the dessert that changes flavors, and what you're stitching, and you know, all the things. It has been hot and humid all over the place. We have had a lot more hot days and nights than I can ever remember. Yeah. Jeff just had to do some work in our pool, and so it was finally like ready for us to swim in again last night. And even with taking the water down 10 inches and then adding more water and then rain, it was still like 90 degrees last night. Anyway, thank you all so very much. Go listen to some Carole King, Tapestry. Look for some hand-painted signs. And remember how much I adore you. See you soon, everybody. Bye.